What's up, everybody? Yes, I'm back. I don't talk about it, I stay about it. Well, today there's a little breaking news. Supposedly, the word on the curb is Mr. Lefty Gunplay got cut from OTR Records. I can't verify that, but I'm just going to touch on this because this is basically a message hoping to get out to Mr. Lefty Gunplay. For those of you that don't know, like I said, I'm very familiar where his hood is. My hood's right next door to his. So if I really wanted to go inquire, I can, but I'm not going to because, that's that man's business. He's grown and he should know what decisions he needs to make in life and what things he needs to make adjustments to in life. Because obviously the ones that he's been making, he's been crashing. Okay, but anyways, this is a fitness channel, people. First and foremost, I got to give a shout out to all my channel subscribers, my followers, and especially my channel members, man. I appreciate every last one of you guys for your support. And like I said, once we get to 10,000, we'll start doing some lives, and we'll bring this YouTube yada to life. You know what I'm saying? Someone was asking me today, okay, but before I go on there, that's one thing you got to get used to. This OG rambles on a lot. I bounce around here and there. Someone asked me something about Siberian ginseng, if that's a good drink. Actually, there's a lot of good drinks out there, people. And you just got to do some research on it and see what's going to be beneficial for you, because what may work for me may not work for you. And the knowledge that I share with you guys is stuff that I've actually experienced with and used it on myself, and it's worked for me. So that's the knowledge. There's difference between the knowledge and education, because you could educate yourself every day on reading and stuff, but it's not necessarily means that it's actual and factual. You know what I mean? Because a lot of this stuff is like trial and error, people, real stuff. But anyways, yes. Oh, so Siberian ginseng, man, it's really beneficial for like mood and physical endurance. But I'll tell you one thing, it doesn't compare to ashwagandha's hormone balancing effects. Ashwagandha, to me, is the best out there. Now you got another ginseng, Parox ginseng. That's also helpful for, like exercise endurance, cognitive function. But another thing, ashwagandha is also better with dealing with stress related anxiety, especially dealing with like a chronic problem. Ashwagandha, like I said, I would highly recommend people to do research on that. It has so many different benefits, man. There's other things as well too, matcha root, holy basil. Those are some good herbs, but in my opinion, ashwagandha is the best. Like I said, ashwagandha has comprehensive cortisol regulation effects, and it can help people with chronic cortisol stimulation and the problems associated with it. Okay, so keep in mind, ashwagandha is best taken in the evening with your last meal. All right, people, so pay attention to what I'm sharing with you. Remember, I am not a physician. I'm not a whatever you want to call it. Seek medical advice before you make any changes in your way of living. Like I said, I'm just sharing knowledge with you guys that I've experienced myself, that I've actually put to work, and it's worked for me. Okay, so back to Mr. Lefty Gunplay. But before I get back to Mr. Lefty Gunplay, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, put your notification bell on. If you want to get started in your fitness journey, becoming that 10.5, shoot me a DM at my Instagram, high power fitness, high_power_fitness_, or you could email me at highpowerfitness@yahoo.com. You're going to have to drop your number. That way I can contact you and go over the details of my program and the pricing, because there's just too much information, too much that I offer on my program to be texting back and forth. So it's a lot easier to get my point across to you, and a lot easier to answer your questions. Okay, just keep it simple. Always remember, Simple scales and fancy fails, people. Now, with that being said, Mr. Lefty Gunplay, word on the curb is that OTR got tired. If it's true, does it surprise me? Absolutely not. Why would you? You're not going to carry around weight that's going to sink your ship. It reflects on you. This individual was representing a brand, a label, and by his behavior, his demeanor, the way he's out there doing his thing in life reflects on that individual. I've never heard of OTR just until Mr. Lefty Gunplay came out of the joint. You know, I'd never even heard of Lefty Gunplay. You know what I mean? Until he got on social media's radar. You know what I'm saying? I do know where he's from. Like I said, I ran into one of his homeboys the other day. He claims he's his homeboy. You know what I mean? I mean, he had a tattoo of his neighborhood on there, so you know maybe he is. You know what I'm saying? But Lefty's Gunplay, his neighborhood started off as a tagging crew. So I don't know if this guy is part of the tagging crew or part of the barrio. You know what I mean? Because Lefty Gunplay, his barrio was actually blessed. You know, so they are considered a barrio now. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, anyone that's been blessed usually has deserved it and earned it. And I won't get into detail about that because it's, if you don't know, you don't know. You don't need to know. It's really not important. You know what I mean? It's a life of with a very dim future. Let's just say that. So that's why I'm here today, to try to you know, just push out a good vibe to people, the younger generation, and let them know, because a lot of this propaganda that people put out here on social media, man, it's for the birds. You know what I mean? A lot of people created narratives that didn't even exist behind the social media, and the reason is because they have a voice, and their voice goes out long. It goes out far. It reaches certain audiences, certain age brackets, and they run with it. Especially the younger generation. They're, you know, I hate to say it, we were all there, and we were all young and naive. We were quick to respond. You know what I mean? And very slow to listen. You know, nowadays with me, you know, I'm quick to listen and slow to respond. You know, that's the smartest and safest way to move about in life. But with Mr. Lefty Gunplay, man, if this is true, my boy, now you're gonna find out exactly who your real ones were. Because if that fool shakes you, trust and believe, your bag's gonna be at a squeeze. You better put it on a squeeze, because that money will go out faster than you made it. I know. Been there, done that in a different profession, but it does. And once it's gone, it's gone. So think smart, think wise, and start evaluating your circle. And them real ones that were really righteously there for you, you'll see if they're going to be there for you if that fool does kick you to the curb. I don't really mean to come at you in this tone of manner, but there's no way of putting it, G. You know what I mean? He's gonna shake you if it's true. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I can't co-sign it if he's been kicked off of OTR or not, because I don't take the time in my day to look into stuff like that. It's not important to me. It's just something that popped up on my feed, I guess they call this, while I was doing my exercise earlier. And so I figured, you know, that's something pretty interesting. I'll touch on that a little bit, but at the same time, I wanted to touch on that Siberian ginseng, because someone was inquiring about, you know, ginseng, you know, and obviously with my experience, to me, like I said, ashwagandha is the best, man. So anyways, man, so if this is true, Mr. Lefty Gunplay, you know what I mean? I'm just gonna wish you the best, my boy. You know, just keep driving. Don't give up, man. You know, it's time to fucking wise up, you know, because it's obvious. And I've actually seen a couple people speak on it, and they're happy to hear this this false, or I don't know, this supposed accusation about you being kicked out of OTR. I could see it in their smile, you know, that they knew you were going to wreck. I'm telling you, G, there was more people rooting for you to crash than for you to win. As far as me, anybody that comes from the struggle, I don't give a fuck if I don't like them or not. I'm rooting for them to win. You know what I mean? I don't what do they call that? I'm not even gonna use that word. That's ridiculous. But anyways, There's enough feria for everybody to be made. I'm going to give you an example, man. Back in my day when we were out there hustling, nobody was telling on each other. Nowadays, everybody be singing like birds. Low key, not even low key, straight up to this social media, dropping dimes. They don't look at it that way. They look at it as content, but they tallying. And everybody's okay with it, you know. So at the end of the day, G, pay attention to your circle and see if it grows or if it shrinks. The ones that stay tight with you, those are the righteous ones. So get back on your feet, put your ego and pride to the side, and if you need to reach out to somebody, I'm just going to put it out there. I'm not going to put his name out there. I have a direct contact to this individual. You know what I'm saying? You are a hot commodity right now, my boy. Don't let it float out to sea, because as fast as you gain that notoriety, you could lose it just as quick, G. You know what I mean? People start frowning on you. You know, go where the bag is right and the people that are going to treat you right and appreciate it this time. You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't know if you were kicked off or not. Hopefully you're not, G, but hopefully you get your shit together. You know what I mean? Let this be an eye-opener. So anyways, people, with that being said, I'm going to bring this video to an end. I need to get down to the store and do my weekly shopping. I got to re-up, baby. Got to go get my egg whites and everything else. My cabbage, my onions, my cebolla, my jalapenos, all that good stuff, man. My apple cider vinegar, all that good stuff. You know, now, if you want to get started on your fitness journey and get your nutrition dialed in, like all of my new sign-ons, man, best move in their life, baby. They're going to become ripped and fit. As long as they follow the blueprint I provide for them, they're good. If you're one of them individuals that want to get started, shoot me that DM on my Instagram. You could go to my Instagram and check out my history. I got over 2 years of workout exercises there with meal plans and everything. I got transformations, testimonials. Like I said, I even got my testimonial in there. You know what I mean? Not my testimonial, but my transformation. Like I said, I went from a fat ass to the way I look now. You know what I mean? Fat to fit to ripped. You know, this proof is in the pudding, baby. You know what I mean? So, and for them cats that always doubted me, 300 straight burpees with that respiratory virus flu in me. That's the only reason why I was winded. My throat was killing me. But doing it in a few days from now, I'd bust out that 300 like nothing. I'd do 500 for you guys. At 500, I barely start busting a sweat, people. So if you're ready to get fit like that and become that best you and in the best shape of your life, that's why you need to shoot me that DM, High Power Fitness, high_power_fitness_, or email me at highpowerfitness@yahoo.com. Ain't nothing to it but to do it, baby. Don't talk about it, be about it. Let's do this.